Hi, you're watching HSTV and Bill from SAPPHIRE has come in to talk to us about some new models on an existing range of cards. I got that right, didn't I?
That's it, yes.
Right, okay.
So 4600 series is the latest mid-range that we offer. Obviously the 4800 series is the real high end, but they tend to be quite expensive cards.
Yeah.
But what we've done is brought levels of performance down to the mid-range that previously would have been associated with much higher cost cards.
Okay, so how have you managed to do that? Is it because of like advancing technology and smaller chip die sizes and that sort of thing?
Yeah, mainly that's right, yes. I mean, they've reduced the geometries of the process that they build the chips in, so that we now have 320 stream processors in a small low-power chip in this family of cards.
Right.
That, last year 320 stream processors was the high-end card. It was a real power-hungry animal.
That was the 2900?
2900 series, and the next one,
That was the beast, wasn't it? Yeah.
So what we've done now is, these new chips, the 4600 series of ASICs, allow us to make a well-performing card at an affordable price. Okay,
so it's a mid-range card, but I've got to ask, what's special about these two that you brought in?
Well, okay, the first one that we have is, this is the first card in the 4600 series. This is a 4670 with GDDR4 memory.
Okay.
So putting the faster memory on allows us to squeeze a little bit more performance out of the card.
Okay.
And what we've done with this one is also put a special cooler on it, so that if you do use it for gaming and you want to squeeze the maximum performance out of the card, then you're not suffering too much noise, because usually the battle is to get more cooling, you get a noisy fan.
Keep it cool.
So we put this large diameter fan on here, which gives a very efficient job of cooling the card when it's used in gaming, but is very quiet in operation. So if you use it for HDTV or something like that instead, you're not being distracted by fan noise. Okay,
so you've got GDDR4 on there. Does that mean that you so obviously that memory runs faster?
Yes.
Right.
The clock speed on the memory on this card is 1100 compared with the 1000 on the standard card.
Okay. Does that allow you to up the clock speed of the card itself as well as the core?
The core is the same. The core is 750 megahertz.
Right.
So
okay.
The same as the regular 4670.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. But it just runs a bit quicker because of the faster memory in there.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And I do have to say though that looks to me still like a dual slot solution on the top there with that card sticking out.
Yeah. There's always a trade-off between if you had a single slot cooler and you were trying to get away this amount of heat, then you tend to find you had quite a lot of fan noise. Yeah. So we've actually elected on this design for the larger diameter fan, which is a bit deeper in its construction, but it means it's much quieter in operation. But with this card though, you can still do crossfire, yeah? Yes, if you want to up the performance a bit more, we provide the crossfire connectors for all the bridge cables, and we bundle the bridge cable in the box. So yes, you can have 2, 3 or even 4 of these if you have an appropriate mainboard. Okay, one thing I have noticed straight away is it's got HDMI built in. So I'm glad you got rid of that S-video slot. Well, we did a bit of market research actually, and we found the most popular configuration was to have VGA, HDMI and DVI as a choice on the bracket. So you can run any combination of 2 of those you can use simultaneously. So you can use your old monitor, you can use your new LCD panel, or you can go straight to your TV basically. Exactly, yes. Yeah. So what was the point of S-video then? All those years of doing S-video on the back of the cards, why? Because lots of people wanted to connect out to traditional televisions that had CRT screens, but now pretty much everybody's flat screen. Yeah. So suddenly they've got HDMI connectors to link up to. Well, I have to say, I'm glad you finally caught up on that one. Oops, right, okay. Okay, so what's the other card you got here? Because it looks like a bit of a beast. Okay, so we've talked in the past about alternative cooling solutions, and this one is a totally passive version of a HD4670. So for people who've got good airflow in their chassis, they want to end up with a totally quiet PC, or as close as you can get to that. Yeah. This card obviously has no fan, so contributes no noise at all. Yeah. Essentially, it's still running the same core speeds as a 4670, 750 megahertz. Same core speeds as this one. But this one's got DDR3 memory, running at slightly slower speed on the memory side, but will still give you pretty good performance. Okay, so why the difference in the memory on the 2 boards? Is it because of the heat issue? Well, we've already discussed that one's DDR4, which we can clock at a higher speed anyway. Yeah. And that does tend to run a little bit hotter, yes. Right. So this one with the DDR3 at these clocks run slightly lower temperature, and we're able to cope with it with a totally passive cooler. But I guess the advantage is this one makes a bit of noise, whereas that one makes nothing at all. Yeah, although as we've again discussed, that we've kept the noise to a minimum by the design of that fan, but there will always be some noise with a fan. This one, of course, has no fan at all, and you have to rely on airflow through the chassis to keep it cool. But providing you have a reasonable flow of air through the chassis, which in most HTPC designs, for example, you would have, then it's a good solution. Okay,
so would you say this one is aimed more at sort of like the HTPC builder who wants to have sort of like a fairly high performance card in there?
Yes, that, or somebody who just has a general purpose PC, they're not using extreme applications on it and they just want the background noise to be a minimum.
Okay, we mentioned HTPC, so I've got to ask, if I wanted to say do, a lot of people are doing conversions of old PCs into HTPCs now, so we're looking at sort of like, you know, recycling stuff. Would this card be suitable for that kind of thing? Because the price point of it is a few dollars or pounds more than just a standard card. So would that do the video encoding for me, transcoding or whatever?
Yes, both of these cards have AMD's built-in UVD. That's a unified video decoder.
Thanks for that, because I had no idea what that was. Yeah, okay.
Which means basically that the graphics card will help to do applications like decoding of Blu-rays or MPEG files or those kinds of things. And they also support the new ATI stream technology. So if you want to transcode, say, a video down to use on your iPod or something like that, these cards again will accelerate that process.
Okay, so this is all this thing I've been hearing about Power Stream and all this.
This is ATI Stream, yes.
Right. Okay. All right. So just quickly explain to us on ATI Stream. Is it basically that the hardware is optimized, or there's certain things in there for a stream which speed the whole process up? Because I have done transcoding of like, you know, videos of the kids or whatever to stick on my iPod, and it does take a while.
Yes, I mean, they reckon this is something like 17 times faster than doing it on the normal CPU in your PC.
Okay.
And basically, if you think about it, what you've got inside here is 320 process engines. Which are general purpose computers in their own right. So what we're looking at is what used to be called GPU, which is general purpose GPU computing. We're basically saying that they've written the software driver to make use of the computing power of this card to accelerate those processes.
Okay, all right. So again, the outputs on this card, they're the same as the other one, aren't they? So this one is called the Ultimate.
Yes.
And then this one is, what's the name of this baby?
Well, actually, it doesn't have a special name. It's just a 4670 GDDR4 edition.
Oh, so this is Ultimate and this one's just all extra stuff.
Yeah, and that one's just special.
Oh, okay. So what do you get in the box? Usual bundle of Cyberlink, Power DVD, that sort of stuff?
So if you buy the full retail version, then you get all the accessories with it. But a lot of the e-tailers that we supply to just sell a light retail version. So pretty much you just get the card, the connectors and the driver disc.
Okay, so basically, if I'm looking to get a bit of performance, but I don't want to spend masses of money, it's a choice of one of these two, really.
If you want to be totally silent, the Ultimate family is you know, good reputation for that. With the DDR4, we squeeze a little bit more performance out of it, and it's just a few dollars or a few pounds more than the standard card, and you get the benefit of the better cooler and you know, the ability to push it a bit harder. Okay,
and what about this one, price comparison with the standard card?
Pretty much on a par, I think, just a small amount higher.
Okay, so there you go. If you're looking to build yourself an HTPC like I am, then I think I'm probably going to go for the 4670 Ultimate, because it's going to be nice and quiet. Or if you're looking for last year's high-end gaming performance, that'd be fair to say.
Equivalent to that, really, yes.
Yeah, okay. Then you want to take the 4670, hasn't got a name. Bill, thank you for coming in and showing us these cards. And thanks for finally putting HDMI instead of S-Video on the back of them.
Well, next time we'll be looking at DisplayPort.
Yeah, we'll find out how to plug a plug-in. Okay, so check back soon on Hexas TV for how to plug an HDMI cable into an HDMI port.